DreAllDay.com.
What's up, everybody? Dre Baldwin, DreAllDay.com. Next installment of the What Should I Do series. This question is coming from, first of all, to recap what this is when people leave me comments to the previous videos, the What Should I Do videos, telling me their situation and asking me to give them some advice based on their situation. The more detail you give me, the better information I can give you. So this question is coming from Terron Graham. His question is, I messed up my grades really bad my current year of, he's a sophomore in junior college. He messed up his grades. He was playing football. He says the work is not hard. He just stopped going to class. His football dreams are fading away because his GPA is lower than a 2.0 and the semester is about to end. It's going to end. It actually will have already been over by the time that this video comes out, as he said May 8th. I'm recording this on May 3rd. And then he says his passion is personal training and also football. He wants to move to Miami and take over the fitness industry in Miami. What should he do? Should he get his personal training certificate, because that doesn't require college, and just start off with his life as opposed to struggling through, I guess, trying to finish the rest of his college? He says he stopped going to class because he hurt his shin while he was playing football, and all the people who were supporting him when he was playing football, they went away because he wasn't playing football anymore. He says telling an 18-year-old kid who was busting his ass 4 times a day in football practice that he can't play, that hit him very tough. All right, so Terron, basically what happened is you were a football player. You basically put all your eggs in a basket of football. It didn't work out for you. And then when it stopped working out, all your support, all the people who were around you, your support system went away. And then you basically collapsed. You stopped going to class and stopped doing the things that you needed to do, which would have kept you on the football field, which would have, not physically, but would have kept you academically on the football field. You stopped doing those things, and now you're stuck. You can't get accepted into a full 4-year college because your grades aren't good enough. And you stopped going to class because you weren't playing football. And your grades aren't good because you're not playing football. So it's kind of like a cycle that keeps repeating itself. My thing, what I would say to you, Terron, is in this position right now, I don't know what your situation is physically. Are you able to play football again? Are you coming back to football? Or is football pretty much done for you? That's the first thing that I would need to know. But let's just assume that if you can't play football anymore, I would say, yeah, get your personal training certificate and start your life. Start doing your thing, whatever you're going to do. But there are a few things that you do need to understand going into that. Number one thing. The fitness industry is not going to be any easier than the football industry. You might think it because there are more personal trainers than there are NFL football players, but that doesn't mean that they're all, I don't know, based on the way that you want to say successful, depending on how many clients they have, how much money they got, what company they're with, if they got their own business, how many people know that they actually even exist. I don't know how you measure the success, but there are a lot of personal trainers out there, so the competition level is very high. You had to find a way to differentiate yourself from everyone else out there, the same way that you would have had to in football. Same thing you had to do in the fitness industry. Another thing that you need to know about the fitness industry, Terron, is that it's going to take just as much discipline to get great at that as it would have taken you to get your grades back in order. So just leaving school because you weren't able to be disciplined enough to keep your grades in order doesn't mean that you won't need discipline anymore to get into the fitness industry. You're actually going to need more discipline, because the thing is, in school, you got somebody looking over your shoulder, i.e. the teachers, academic advisors and all that stuff, looking over your shoulder, looking at your grades, looking at your numbers, your GPA, and saying, all right, are you doing your schoolwork? Are you failing these classes? What do we need to fix to get this right? That's what happens when you're in school. You got somebody looking over your shoulder to see if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. In the real world, quote unquote, in the business world, there's no one looking over your shoulder unless you got a job. If you're going to become a trainer and you say you want to take over the fitness industry, so that doesn't sound like someone who's looking for a job. That sounds like someone looking to start a business. If you're going to run a business, you the guy who has to be looking over other people's shoulders. And guess what? If you're not disciplined enough to do what you're supposed to do, how are you going to discipline other people? How are you going to find people who are going to follow you, who are going to allow you to be the guy to look over their shoulder and tell them what they're supposed to do if you can't even do it for yourself? So I'm not saying that you don't have the discipline. I don't know. But what I'm saying, Terron, is if you didn't have the discipline to do it in school, then guess what? You're going to need 10 times the discipline to do it in the business world. And another thing that you need to understand, especially in a town like Miami, you want to take over the fitness industry, through doing it in Miami. Do you know how many personal trainers there are in this town? Like, you won't even believe it. When you get here, you'll see. There are thousands of people in the fitness industry in Miami, personal trainers, either working at a gym, running their own gym, doing it independently. They float around and they just train different people. There are so many of them. I mean, you just get on Instagram and just look up personal trainer in Miami hashtags. You're going to see thousands, not hundreds, but thousands of personal trainers in this town. Now, granted, there are a whole lot of people who want trainers. Miami is a very what's the word I'm looking for? It's a very material town. Everybody, a lot of people, not everybody, but a lot of people in this town are very concerned with how they look. People are all about keeping up appearances. So there's a lot of things to look at in this town. Let's put it that way. So there is a lot of opportunity to train, but there's also a high level of competition in this town. You're going to need a million times more discipline to break through and take over the fitness industry in this town than you would to get a 2.0 GPA at a junior college. Trust me. So understand that leaving that battle and getting into another one is not going to be easy. It's going to be way harder. So I would say that you should go ahead and go do that. If football's over for you, then you should go ahead and follow your dreams and do your thing. Since you say you want to take over the fitness industry, but understand that you're going to need a million level of discipline. And I think check out my book, The Mirror of Motivation, on Amazon. That'll help you develop some discipline, because you damn sure going to need a whole lot of it in this business, in that business. I'm not in the fitness industry. I guess I am kind of, because I talk about sports, but I'm not a trainer the way that you're talking about. So you got your work cut out for you, Terron. Hopefully that works out for you. Let me know how it goes in the future. That is it for this installment of What Should I Do? If you have a What Should I Do question, leave it in the comments to this video. Be specific. Tell me your situation, and then ask me specifically what it is you would like advice on. I give you my advice, tell you what I think. Work on your game. DreAllDay.com. Checking out this video. Make sure you follow all my top content up here. Follow me on all your favorite social networks right over here, and make sure you are subscribed to catch all the new content I put on this channel every single day. Work on your game.